Hiyo!
Heyo.
How are we today, guys? Do you like our hat?
Ace, hi!
What? Oh, Jesus. Hi, Ace!
We got our tinfoil hats on today. What's the subject?
We are covering government time travel projects. Where's my chat on my side? Oh, she's tiny. There we go.
Better?
Much better. Hi, Ace.
So I went with a trifoil, because, American Revolutionary War.
And I am a Three Musketeer. He made them.
Yes. I also made this tinfoil ball.
Is your cube around? And the cube.
The cube's still really rough.
Okay, so.
Oh, this is sharp.
Welcome.
There we go.
To the pod.
Thank you. They took forever.
So, welcome to the podcast, guys. I am Miss Roy. He is
RoyalColorGames.
And we don't do small talk. With Miss Roy and RoyalColorGames.
Okay. Housekeeping.
Housekeeping. Okay.
Oh, actually, disclaimer first.
Disclaimer.
Anything you hear on this podcast is mostly armchair conjecture.
Soft facts.
Soft facts. We do try to verify some of it on stream. Some of it's stuff we've just heard. Do your own research. Take everything we say with a grain of salt.
Lots of philosophizing and bullshit.
Okay. On to housekeeping.
Okay, housekeeping. One. I kind of, sort of, mostly, a little bit screwed up the last video. It's on YouTube. It's fine. It's just missing its intro music because I accidentally uploaded the muted intro music version. Whatever.
Profesh.
I'm not taking it down because it's already gotten a good number of views, so screw it. Nope, not my problem. It still sounds fine. Oh, okay. I might be starting... Well, I've got a book for the first book chat that I want to do.
You should look at the camera, not at the screen.
Oh. Shut up. I didn't even realize. So I've got... That's like making eye contact. I can't do that.
Yeah.
That's uncomfortable. So, I have a book for our first book talk for Patreon. It's a really good book called Phenomena. And it is about...
Sorry.
It's about the beginning of America's governmental interest in paranormal and parapsychological research and projects and stuff. So that'd be probably what we would talk about, unless I find something else I want to do. At the end of the episodes, we're going to start reading at least like one review that is left by you guys. So if you want your review read out loud, comment on Good Pods, on Spotify, on Apple, on anywhere that you listen to your podcast.
YouTube works too.
Yes, YouTube works too. I've got a comment that I'm reading at the end of this one, so we're good to go there. Blip, blip, blip. Happy birthday to us.
Podcast's a year old already?
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's September 18th was our first episode, so podcast is a whole baby now. But yeah, even though we haven't gotten out a year's worth of stuff, but yay, thank you, Ace.
Episode 7, 8?
8, plus we've got the mini-sode and we've got the trailer, so
we need to do another mini-sode.
Yeah, we do. We will. Who are we going to commandeer into our mini-sode?
Maybe Escalator? We'll call it We Don't Speak Swedish.
Escalator.
I don't think he's here yet.
If you're here and we're talking to you, I think, babe, that's brilliant. Okay.
Thanks, Ace.
Thank you.
She's still not very good at keeping up with the chat.
I said thank you.
Try not to play with the hat because it's going to be really loud on that mic.
Right. I was thinking the same thing. I also am really, really red today because I just got out of work, so I'm like really hot. Last thing.
I should have made a tinfoil feather. Continue.
That's a thought. Last thing. I have an idea for listener episodes.
Okay.
We have you guys write in with what you love to info dump about, or what your hyper focus is, or what you know an unreasonably large amount about.
The thing that your friends are all sick about hearing about, that's the thing we want to hear about.
Yeah. So write into us, tell us what it is, and tell us something about it. Tell us, like, give us a mini info dump or anything like that. I want your info dumps, and we will read them on episodes. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Okay. That, ladies and gentlemen, is our housekeeping. Okay. So.
I really like this hat. It's very warm, though.
It is very. Because we're like baked potatoes.
The government can't read our thoughts.
Because we're baked potatoes. Okay.
Remember, the birds work for the bourgeoisie.
The birds are robots. That's why they deactivated them during COVID.
Ah.
Yeah. That's why my favorite pigeon went bye-bye during COVID.
Hey, Zuby.
Do I know Zuby?
This isn't their first time chatting.
Okay.
I don't remember
when. Okay. Hi, Zuby.
Hi, welcome back.
Okay. So, where is... Okay. So.
Oh, okay, so.
Here's the earth.
Round.
Roy, are you ready for this? I'm not...
I like that emoji.
I
it's
love
super
that
cute.
Emoji. Roy, I don't think you're ready for this.
Okay.
So.
Are you sure? I got my tinfoil hat on.
I mean, if anybody's ready for us, it's us. I need that.
Hold on.
Okay.
There you go. Bayo Chapo? Is that French?
What? What? Oh, they like our hat.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful hat.
What language is that?
French.
I was right.
French?
So I went with a tri-billy, and then hers is a tri-billy that's unfolded. But we're talking about government, secret government programs involving time travel. Seems like the perfect time to put on a tinfoil hat. Keep thoughts safe.
We'll see how long it lasts before I turn into a baked potato.
I think this is going to be a feature in the podcast that every time we cover conspiracy theory, I'll make a new set of tinfoil hats because I had a lot of fun making these this morning. I want to do a cowboy hat and a bowler hat next.
Our toddler broke my bowler hat.
Yeah, he squished it.
So, there is this...
These are very hot.
They are balls. There is a idea that there's a unified theory as to why all paranormal things happen.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it DARPA?
No. It's not that's... Okay, so have you ever heard of John Keel?
Sounds familiar.
So he is the man who wrote about Mothman.
Okay.
Okay. And...
Lamp
is Life. I believe after John Keel wrote about Mothman. And in the process, he came up with something called the
crap.
What? What?
Look at my hat. It looks like the cheese hat. Sorry. ADHD in full swing this morning.
He wrote out something called the unified theory. And it's the idea that all paranormal and supernatural occurrences are related and occur because of the same thing. His idea was that it's something created by the ultra-terrestrials, I believe it was. Yes.
So higher dimensional beings?
So interdimensional beings.
Ah.
Beings that live within the frequencies. So they can be here or not, depending on what they want. And they live on a super spectrum of the frequencies.
I'm on the super spectrum.
I am too. Okay, I'm taking off my baked potato because my head is sweating and I can't.
See, I knew it. I knew that was going to happen. I spent like 3 hours this morning making tinfoil hats. She wore it for 4 minutes.
I'm going to beat him senseless. My autism won't let my head be that hot. So they're on the super spectrum. And they shift through the spectrum. And based on what humans expect to see during certain time periods, that is what determines what they look like.
Huh.
So are they fae? Are they a Bigfoot? Are they aliens? Are they dogmen? Are they robots? Whatever.
Aliens.
Okay.
I'm safe.
So.
She's not.
I will be. I just need to let my brain steam off. Okay. Part of the thing that happens with a lot of paranormal and supernatural occurrences are power outages and electromagnetic anomalies.
Yeah.
Things like this. Okay. Clock stopping, watches stopping, all of this. Okay. I have a different unified theory. What if it's not ultra-terrestrials? What if it's all time travel? All of it. As we talked about last episode, and the episode before that, the amount of power
required to time travel
would be immense.
Astronomical.
So let's say whoever they are, they're just barely getting enough power to time travel, to fire this wormhole or a Alcubierre drive or anything like that. Okay? But if these electrical anomalies are happening when these paranormal phenomena happen, who's to say it's not time travel, a process drawing on the electricity around it?
So I'm going to double back to the disclaimer for this because, as you can see here, the AI overview, the energy required to create a wormhole 1/millionth the size of a proton would be about equal to 10 billion suns output for a single year. We are talking the energy density of entire solar systems.
So them borrowing a little bit of our entire town's electricity isn't a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what you're saying, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's get past the energy issue. And let's go to everything is time travel. Last week we talked about the recent flap. It's called a flap. When there's a paranormal or a supernatural thing that happens in like a herd, so like you have like a murder of crows, it's a flap.
A flap of paranormal?
A flap of UFOs or a flap of werewolves, it's a flap.
We gotta stop letting incels name things. Sorry.
So the recent flap of UFOs, cubes inside of spheres.
Okay.
And we discussed
A
that...
tesseron.
Huh?
A tesseron.
A tesseron?
Yeah.
You mean a tesseract?
No, a tesseron.
What's a tesseron? Do I even want to know what a tesseron is?
That's... No.
No, that's not. That's a...
Shape.
That's a,
Hold on.
okay. I was going to say, that's
Someone
a dragon.
stole it for dragons. No, not dragons. Object.
Take the eye out of there.
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to have a...
Well, we'll find out.
I don't know.
That is...
A tesseron is another four-dimensional object.
Ah, okay. Oh, wait.
Or it might be a five-dimensional object.
Like not a tesseract, it's a decaract? No.
Yeah, that's a four-dimensional object that has more sides.
Anyway,
back...
So, spheres with...
Squares around them.
Inside of them, okay?
Square inside of a sphere or a sphere inside of a square?
Cube. Sphere.
Okay.
So let's say, as we said last time, maybe those spheres are the stable wormhole, and the cube is what we are seeing is the object creating the wormhole, or the drone coming to see that that they're not going to land inside of a tree when they time travel, right?
Right.
Do you remember this conversation?
Yes, I do.
The
math alone requires...
Oh, I know. We're going to skip the math. Skip the math. Foil hats. Skipping the math. Okay.
The Earth is flat, and the government doesn't matter.
What?
The Earth is not actually flat.
I know.
Just...
It's a donut. A hollow
Escalator.
Donut. Escalator. We need to talk to you later, because we had an idea for a mini-sode where you come on and you can't see my hand, we don't speak Swedish. Thoughts?
So
concerns?
we can butcher your native language.
So.
Yeah, it's sweating.
I know, it's so hot in here. So let's...
How perfectly made that is, though.
Because you made it out of a soup bowl. So, let's say everything is time travel. And what's a really, really good way to disguise time travelers that it doesn't matter if it's period accurate?
Ghosts.
Bigfoot. Aliens.
That does bring to mind that they thought they were going back to the Wild West and they ended up in 2008. And then it just kind of like sorted itself out.
In what?
So you dress like you're going back to the 1800s,
yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
In the U.S. And you completely miss your time and date.
Okay.
And you land in someone's living room in 2008 and you just have to go, ooh, and hit the button and phase back out of existence.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. So yeah, like, okay, this... I feel it's very woo-woo. Very woo-woo. We will break it down, Escalator. Promise.
Foiled. Nice.
Wahaha. So, Bigfoot shows up a lot during these UFO flaps. A lot of times when they spot aliens, they will spot Bigfoots. And so, one of the theories is that Bigfoot's actually an alien. Another theory is that Bigfoot is ultra-terrestrial. I think... two things. This would kind of help with some of the paradox issues. Okay. So let's say I need to send someone back in time. And you already know that at X, Y, and Z time, there was a Bigfoot sighting. Well, if you just send someone back dressed as Bigfoot...
If you get seen, it doesn't really change much.
Exactly. And who's, like, outside of our types of circles... who's really going to believe you that, like, oh my God, there was a Bigfoot? And I mean, they might believe you, but that's like one person.
Yeah.
And it's the perfect way to hide time travel. Like ghosts, werewolves, vampires, all this stuff. And I got really into this.
I can tell.
Okay.
Because it's been 21 minutes and we still haven't covered a single government program, which was supposed to be what this is about.
Here's the thing. Okay. So, this is about government programs. It's in here. So, in 19...
Let her cook. She would be if she put her hat on.
Huh? What? Wait, who's telling me to cook?
Asuna. Ace. Where? It's in between the escalator messages.
Oh, yes. It was so little that I missed it. My brain is gonna cook. Okay. So, the National Park System was established in 1906. Mm-hmm. There's a theory that part of the reason, the main reason, the real reason that the national parks were established was to contain anomalies.
Okay.
Now we can go with
very SCP.
Yes. Okay. We can go with it's containing paranormal anomalies, big feet, werewolves, dogmen, what the heck are they called? Planarians, not planarians, Lemurians. All that stuff. Let's say
they're hiding all the stolen Roman wealth in the place with the faces, Mount Rushmore.
What? Okay, but here's the thing: wouldn't a very large plot of land be a great place to run time travel experiments, where you know that chances are good that someone's not going to just suddenly be there?
No, there's better places than the wilderness.
Where?
Death Valley? Area 51? Nothing has lived in that area where Area 51 is built for like 1,000 years.
Who's to say that that's not part of the...
I'm saying it's better than like the national parks and forests.
Are you
to have
sure,
it
though?
all boxed in so you lower the risk of someone seeing someone appear.
But if there's already like woo-woo stuff happening there...
Yeah.
Then it wouldn't be like, you wouldn't have to worry about, oh no, Bigfoot just saw me time travel into, this tree. Okay, so...
We're really disheveled this episode, sorry guys.
It's still a government program. Okay. Blah, blah, Time travel.
DARPA, Philadelphia Project.
Yes. So.
I like the Philadelphia Project. Project Bluebeam?
Do I know about Bluebeam? Oh.
That's a rather recent conspiracy theory.
I don't think that one is time travel, though, right?
No, it's lasers. Space lasers. The Philadelphia Project might be time travel.
Yes, so, okay. So, DARPA. We went over this a little bit last time, but DARPA is the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency. It used to be called ARPA. Now it's DARPA. They are in charge of
research
and funding and all that crap of like black projects. If it's a
allegedly
conspiracy theory type project,
put your hat on. They're going to get you.
Fair. You're not going to have to worry about it. My brain is just going to boil inside of here. So they are in charge of all the sussy projects when you're like, ooh, like the cloud seeding and the
HARP. Can't forget about HARP.
That's what I meant by cloud seeding. I'm pretty sure. Isn't
NASA
that?
cloud seeds.
Okay, but what? Yeah, probably because of DARPA.
Maybe.
They probably started it. Okay, but they also were in charge of the development of Spot, the Boston Dynamics dog.
Yep.
They did stealth planes and exoskeletons. They're the original reason we have Siri. They're
working with AI currently.
Yep, AI, GPS, internet.
Anything
that
they were
ARPANET. But time travel and psychic spies. Okay.
MK Ultra.
Part of that, but that wasn't necessarily time travel or psychic spies. That was mind control. So.
And super spies. Why do you think they stared at goats?
That wasn't MK Ultra. That was not MK Ultra. That one was Grill Flame. I think that one was ballpark of that one was Grill Flame. The book that I'm reading right now is about that stuff, so like staring at goats, but it's like a more serious take on it than Men Who Stare at Goats. Project Rainbow encompassed the Philadelphia Project.
Yes.
That's why I was slightly confused before.
So, Project Rainbow is a series of different experiments designed to try to make stealth tech.
Yes.
They're trying to figure out how to be invisible to radar, infrared, and different visual spectrums as well.
So, they tried to make a Lockheed U-2 spy plane invisible, and instead they sent it like 10 seconds into the past, or 10 minutes, one or the other. They sent it into the
allegedly.
past. Philadelphia Project was a part of that.
Philadelphia Project I know quite a bit about.
Stop.
Just hit okay.
Okay, well I didn't know why it was there. It was obnoxious. Rude. Okay. Do you want to talk about the Philadelphia Project since you know quite a bit?
Sure. The Philadelphia Project was a project that was trying to make battleships invisible to radar by using resonance frequencies. So basically, if you shake the ship at the right vibrational rate, the radio waves from the radar will pass right through the ship, therefore not reflecting and making it invisible. What is alleged to have happened, and this is alleged, is that when they turned the device on, the ship did disappear from radar. It reappeared something like 100 miles north within a couple of minutes, impossible for it to travel that fast, and a bunch of the crewmen were fused to the deck, allegedly.
Yes. Apparently, fused to the deck thing, but also there were supposedly crewmen that just permanently phased out of existence. Crewmen that were, they went home and then they would just phase in and out of existence. So there's a few different explanations of what happened. One of them is that it traveled from like Philadelphia to
Washington.
I've heard Washington, I've heard Virginia, and I've heard Maryland.
Yeah, I think it was Virginia.
Okay.
It was about 100 miles north from where it was.
Norfolk. If it was Virginia, it was Norfolk. Sorry, babe. Now, as for the time travel idea, that is a slightly different explanation of what happened. But the idea is that it actually disappeared for a while and then just reappeared. So,
oops, all time travel.
Oops, all skeletons. So, there is that. So, we've got 2 accidental time travels.
Possibly. It also could have been dimensional travel. The theory is that in a multi-dimensional, like, multiverses, you think about it in, like, pop culture, where there's a universe next to ours that's identical except for, like, a small change. Mm-hmm. The theory is that these different strings are separated on different vibrational frequencies. So our entire universe vibrates at a very particular rate.
Right.
And the theory is that if you can change your vibrational rate, you can shift into a different universe, which may not be in the same spot, which would explain why it moved, and also explain why the people on board fused to the deck, or they lost their vibrational frequency to anchor them to our universe. So they switched to another universe, which was 100 miles difference, switched back to our universe, and anything that didn't vibrate to the same frequency as the ship when it made the transit got kind of shook into, phased through the material because it's no longer on our plane. And then when it stopped, it turned back to a solid.
Like in Jumanji. When,
with the floor.
With the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God, that still gives me nightmares.
Time travel makes you very hairy and very big.
I mean...
Possible.
I could... Side effects. So that's one of the options for... Or that's one of the examples of governmental time travel issues. Shut up, phone. Rude. My phone's going off. It's very rude. So, I'm going to be totally honest. I cannot remember whether Project Pegasus happened first or the Montauk Project happened first. Because the facts I have on those... The facts are pretty crisp. The timelines are a little fuzzy. One of those I've never seen them mentioned in the same place at the same time, so it's possible that...
My head is sweaty.
Yes.
And I'm trying to show off the really cool hat that I made that took me ages.
And mine is... Ta-da! So, Montauk and Project Pegasus are essentially the same thing. And because of this... One may be the predecessor of the other, but they also could be 2 different counts of the same. So, Project Montauk. It supposedly happened in the 80s.
Okay.
And it is the inspiration for... Do you know what for?
No idea. This one does not sound familiar at all.
It's right there.
Ooh, telekinesis?
But...
Hitler? I don't know. What was this?
It's 11.
Oh, Stranger Things.
Yeah.
She's got a big note sheet over there.
Yeah.
She won't let me show it on stream, though. I tried last time.
Yeah,
She's threatened to kick my ass.
I was gonna. So.
I'm just here to talk nonsense and make cool hats.
Same, though. Except I wear cool hats. So, Montauk Project. It was in New York, Long Island. It was originally Camp Hero, and it was disguised as a fishing village, and they were worried about the Russians. That's mainly why they were there.
Huh.
And then supposedly it shut down.
Allegedly.
However, there is a man named Preston Nichols, another man named Stuart Swerdlow.
I was looking at my hat, and you said the name Preston. I was expecting you to say Garvey. There's another settlement that needs our help. Sorry. The hat. Fallout? No? Okay. Ask her later, I'll get the reference. I now know what I'm going to wear next time we play Fallout.
Sounds good. So, Preston Nichols, Stuart Swerdlow, and I found one reference to a man named Al Bielik.
Okay. That definitely sounds like a Russian spy.
Kinda, right? So, they say that they were brought as children to Camp Hero, and they found this out because they had recovered memories.
He's got it. Ma'am.
So they were trained to time travel and dimensional shift, and there were portals to Mars and blah, blah, blah.
I'm very glad I have a tinfoil hat on.
Because I'm talking about this?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to control my mind. Interplastic.
So, Montauk was a real place. Absolutely 100%. And Preston Nichols wrote a series of books about this situation, about these experiments, called Montauk Project Experiments in Time or something like this. Now, he says that it's fiction based on fact, so I just kind of take it as soft facts. But everybody's like, oh, there's no corroboration of this, okay?
Yeah.
However...
It's a government project that tends to happen.
Of course. Why would they? Well, of course there's no corroboration. However, there is a man named that we talked about last week, Andrew Basiago.
Okay.
And he came forward saying that he was trained as a child in Project Pegasus, and I believe this one was the predecessor of the Montauk Project. And that he was trained to be a time traveler. He went back to the Gettysburg Address. He went back to Abraham Lincoln getting assassinated. Roy?
It looks like you're talking to yourself.
It's the foil hat. So, these two men are corroborating these things, nearly identical projects, independently.
Yeah.
And
here's the thing.
Both are saying these things, and Andrew Basiago is like, if I'm lying, may God strike me dead, essentially, except governmentally.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
When you do scientific experiments, you need multiple data points. You can't just have one guy figure it out and call it science.
Right.
So they would likely run similar experiments across the country, like they did with...
I hadn't thought about that. Cross country.
Well, you can't have them all in the same area.
Because then it's not a good data set.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you need to vary your data set as much as possible.
Okay.
Is this something one guy can do? Is this something anybody can learn? The only way to find out is to have a whole bunch of people trying to do it.
Mm-hmm. So, they could be... Don't. Stop it. Guys, he's eating a foil ball. He's going to make me vomit. Oh, yes. Zuby, we will absolutely let you know if the extraterrestrials come down.
Help, I'm being swallowed. Help.
So these two men have essentially corroborated each other unintentionally. There are reports that they were using portals, going to Mars, and they were doing this as children because it was much easier to do it as children than as adults.
Yes.
Now, if you go and you look for Project Pegasus, if you go and you look for Project Rainbow, if you go and you look for the Montauk Project, all of these things have a separate item named after them. Like a totally different thing named after them. So, for example, Montauk, probably because it's the most well-known one, has books.
Yeah.
You look them up and you find the books. You look up Project Pegasus and you find some sort of issue with like an information leak, like a not wiretapping, but like a data leak.
Yeah.
You look up Project Rainbow. I don't remember what it came up with, but it was certainly not time travel.
Yeah.
You have to be very specific. So, me here saying, okay, stop with the aluminum foil. The reason that they created the movie Frozen.
It's to hide that Walt Disney was frozen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because now, if you look up
Walt Disney Frozen,
you get the movie instead of Walt Disney's frozen-ass head.
And yes, escalator. They used obsidian to build the portal.
We need to talk sometime about the pyramid in Alaska. Did you know there's a pyramid in Alaska?
Yes, there's also one in Antarctica.
We need to talk about this.
They're all built very similarly across the world at the same time by civilizations that had no contact.
Well, the Alaskan pyramid is not. The Alaskan pyramid's actually under a lake.
Yes. Mm-hmm. That didn't used to be there.
But it's not built by ancients. This one is like built by contemporary humans. Like contemporary.
Like modern people?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that's no fun.
Oh, no, it is.
Anybody can build a pyramid now.
Oh, no, it is. It's built under a goddamn lake.
Blocks sink. a couple of bags full of air. You let the air out, and you can just guide it into place. It's easier underwater.
But if I remember correctly, it's a solid piece, and it's some sort of power structure, like an electric structure. Boop.
So close to my face, just a pop and a boop.
Okay, so Frozen,
Disney.
All of these things have been put out there to hide these governmental projects, right?
Like hiding the fact that you're building super stealthy DARPA aircraft at Area 51, so you leak that there's a UFO there instead.
Hold on 1 second. Put us on pause.
Yep, I think kids just got home. Give us 1 second. We're going to take a short break. Give us 3 minutes. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that.
Hey, guys.
They came home a little early. We weren't expecting them for another half hour.
Well, that timing is perfect. So, are we recording? Are we off mute?
We are off mute.
Excellent. Okay, so, in the process of trying to find government time travel projects.
I just realized we've picked up an extra viewer since we went on break.
Uh-huh.
And just
this is so
out of context,
yeah.
come back in with tinfoil hats.
Escalator. Yeah, no. Okay, hear me out. Escalator music. Make me some, and I'll put it into this. I'll put it into this episode. If you can make me some within, like, I don't know how long it takes you, but don't be stressed out if it takes you longer than, like, I usually put out the podcast, but I can put it into this. I can put it into the next video. Just, okay. What are you looking at?
He said if you Google the year 2025, 2026, and so on, and look at the picture, you see a lot of something of the world and aliens in our apocalypse.
Huh. End of the world.
End.
Huh. I see a lot of balloons.
Maybe it's not far enough ahead?
Maybe. Oh, that's true. That could be true. Try 2028?
ADHD. I guess there's going to be Olympics in 20... Anyway, continue.
Anyway. Okay, so in the process of trying to find information about governmental time travel projects, one of the things that showed up... And I tried to find time travel projects outside of the U.S. Couldn't find jack shit.
There's one. It's Russian.
I was going to say.
It's possibly time travel, possibly zero-point energy.
Okay.
Russian scientist named Alexander Chernovsky. We've talked about this a little bit. Was experimenting in a lab. Some reports are a lab. Some are a nuclear facility, like a power generation facility. And some people say that he's actually the cause of Chernobyl, because Chernovsky's experiment was if you put a certain number of watts and amps through a vacuum chamber that is set to almost zero pressure, you have to add something like hydrogen for it to arc, but it's a very small amount.
Okay.
The wattage and amperage that comes out the other side will technically be higher. And it's not perpetual motion. It's not pulling energy out of nothing. It's pulling energy from the quantum foam, the quantum background.
Okay, so...
And it said that he plugged this into Chernobyl, flipped it on, and it caused a runaway that made the plant melt down because it couldn't handle the 10x of the power coming out of the device. And in theory, the story goes that Chernovsky was actually trying to invent a power source to enable time travel.
Okay.
Because if you can pull energy out of the quantum foam of the universe, you're using the universe itself as a battery.
This is why last episode I conflated Mandela effects and Chernobyl instead of Mandela effects and CERN. Because I knew Chernobyl may or may not have been a time travel experiment gone terribly wrong.
If Chernovsky, if this is all true, again, this is wild conjecture. You can only find it in the deepest, darkest, like, Russian forums that you have to translate yourself, where they talk about this. So it's a Russian conspiracy theory, which in its own right is amazing.
That's terrifying.
But if it were true, Chernovsky was trying to solve the world's energy crisis.
Okay.
Because if you could get a quantum foam machine to produce electricity, it produces enough to keep itself running and enough to tap into. It would have overnight solved all of the world's energy crisis.
Is quantum foam, like, actually foamy? Like,
yes, in structure.
I've heard this term 1,000 times, but I've never looked it up. Also, Escalator thinks your Google is wild.
Yes. So, the quantum radiation background looks like foam.
Oh, it's so... Wait, does this have to do with the strings?
Yes.
Okay. Huh. Wait.
So, quantum foam is also a fractal pattern.
Of course it is. Could each of those be a universe, or am I, like, conjecturing in the wrong direction?
It's a theoretical fluctuation of space-time.
Okay.
On a tiny scale, a quantum scale.
Okay. Does it behave like foam?
It's not nothing. Yes, it behaves like foam. So, quantum foam is the stuff that we would consider nothing. The stuff in between everything, in between the quarks, the gluons, the God particles, the Higgs, the bosons, they exist in the quantum foam.
Okay.
And it's the manipulation of the quantum foam and their interaction with it that determine their properties.
Okay.
I don't know. It's really out of my wheelhouse.
Okay. Maybe we'll have to do like a...
That's a hell of a deep dive.
Well, I'm down. We'll have to do a... Maybe you can cover quantum foam and I'll cover something else quantum-y.
Quantum mechanics hurt my head more than time travel.
I love quantum mechanics.
I do too.
It hurts. So in the process of trying to find these government experiments, I did stumble across something in the UK on accident. And it's the Ministry of Time Travel. It's attached to the National Archives. So if you were to type in... What?
I'm opening Discord.
Oh, it freaked me out because it was opening there. If you type in Ministry of Time Travel... Or no, if you type in time travel government programs or whatever, you find the Ministry of Time Travel, which sounds pretty legit. And then you click on it, and you discover that it's sort of this Carmen Sandiego type of adventure thing for children. And it's like a locked room mystery, follow clues, you will do whatever. But I find it very strange that they have an entire government section of pages.
Because Walt Disney Frozen.
Exactly.
Just like if you had aliens stored somewhere, you wouldn't want people looking at that, so you'd tell them they're at Area 51, so every time you Google where are aliens stored, they look at Area 51, someone breaks in, it's just a bunch of old planes.
Exactly. And in the process of doing this, I looked up when the original series of Doctor Who was made.
Yeah.
So Doctor Who started in 1963.
Yeah.
Right around the time that people would start trying to, like, look into time travel. And...
Right about the same time aliens crashed in Roswell.
Mm-hmm. And if you're looking at, time travel...
Do you know
1963, or time travel in the UK, you know what you find? Lots of Doctor Who.
You know what else you find at that very point in time in the UK that didn't exist really anywhere else in the world? Computing. The UK was still at the forefront of computing at that point in time.
Okay.
Because of the Turing device.
Okay.
End of World War II. End of 1950s, the Turing device becomes public knowledge. And the U.S. starts building computers, but the British government's been building computers since the 40s, since Alexander Turing cracked Enigma with a computer.
Right
about the same time aliens and all of this stuff comes out. Makes you think that maybe we came up with aliens because some people just couldn't fathom what computing can do.
Or...
We went from most people might have light bulbs in their house to, computers that can do complex mathematics in accounting for the span of 5 or 6 years.
So are you thinking that aliens are
it's easier
soft kitty, warm kitty, it's okay?
It feels easier to comprehend something like aliens, just like magic back in the day.
Because it doesn't need to be explained.
Technology,
it's just aliens.
Significantly advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. So someone mentions the word aliens when a wing-shaped plane, which nothing ever has existed like before, and this is about the same time they're developing flying wings that they had stolen from Germany. One of those crashes in Roswell, someone sees this thing.
Aliens.
aliens. And now look at the timing of that weird-looking plane just crashed. A guy sees it, and then within 5 years of that moment in time, all these companies are converting to super advanced technology. To aliens. And that's my real theory.
And circling back, what's easier to digest? A bunch of weirdos seeing Bigfoots and aliens? Or government has been hiding time travel from us for Christ knows how long?
I'm going to put it out. I don't trust any world government, especially the U.S. government, time travel.
Time travel.
They will fuck that up.
Yep. So, Escalator, it usually takes me, I usually can get the episode out by end of day Monday.
Depending on if the baby lets her.
And last week, or was it last week? It was whenever I was putting out the Patreon video, I was in a back spasm, so it took me an extra day. And it would also explain why I screwed up the music.
I just realized I went outside in my tinfoil hat, and someone drove by, and I was wondering why the fuck he was staring at me. Like, he was mean-mugging me, and I was mean-mugging him. I figured out why he was mean-mugging me, because he's like, what the fuck is that?
Oh.
I forgot I was wearing my tinfoil hat.
That's amazing. And also, Dog? Dog? Is that what you...
Dag? What's up, Dag?
Oh, my lord. But yeah, so... everything circles back to time travel. What do you think?
I can see it.
Right?
We should do the same episode, but just straight conspiracy theories.
Maybe. Ooh, okay, guys.
Discord. Send us your favorite conspiracy theories. Especially if you're overseas. Tell us which country your conspiracy theory comes from, and give us a little blurb of it, because I love conspiracy theories. I don't believe in most of them, but I absolutely love to play with the ideas. And I only know U.S. conspiracy theories for the most part.
Maybe we can do like a listener episode
about conspiracy theory
around the world. Yeah?
I'm down.
Okay.
That sounds like a great episode. It'll be a good mini-sode, too.
Did I say it right, or did he say it right? We'll figure it out in a second.
I have the Twitch buffer set to minimum time, but it still takes like 30 seconds for some stupid reason.
Probably because it's sending it from Sweden. I don't know how the internet works.
It's like 100 milliseconds away.
Yeah,
it should be basically instant.
So far. It's because it's Sweden. It has to go over the water.
I was in Sweden, yeah?
Said it correct. I said, okay.
Big summer blow up. I have another Swedish friend. I asked him to say that, and he got so fucking mad at me.
But when I asked Neo to say it, she said it, and it was adorable.
Well, first she said ooh woo.
Yeah, because I was like, "Will you say the thing?" And she's like, "Ooh woo," and I'm like,
have so many friends in Sweden
because of when you started streaming.
Ah, fair.
Because of your time period, guys. I'm in the he's in another universe. It's a Swedish universe. Oh, okay. I had another housekeeping thing before we finish. Housekeeping. Swedish. Okay, P.O. boxes. I looked into getting P.O. box, so hopefully we can get the money together to do that soon. The next episode, we're going to probably go back to something a little less woo-woo. We're talking about doing, like, really cool war stories.
Oh, yes.
So we're going to try and kind of balance out our, like, paranormal woo-woo
scientific with history.
With history.
Like the time the USS Wisconsin removed an entire hillside because someone decided to take a pot shot at them.
So.
Or the time a U.S. battleship flooded half of their boat so they could shoot further during World War II.
So it may not be a perfect alternation between the two vibes, but we're going to try and keep it balanced. P.O. boxes, looking into it, and the last thing before we go, I have a review to read.
Go ahead.
So, if you weren't here in the beginning, we're going to start reading reviews left for us on the Spotify, on Good Pods, on YouTube, on wherever you listen to us. Leave us a review.
Review us on Twitter, too, if you have a Twitter.
Yeah.
wddstpod. So, at wddstpod is our @ on Twitter.
Yes.
And give us a
review. Yeah. So we're going to start reading the reviews at the end of the episode. This review, 5 stars, says, this episode had me laughing between the ADHD moments, banana, and interacting with chat. I love the banter and chemistry between Mr. and Miss Roy. Always fun facts and a joy to listen to. And that one was left for us on Good Pots. So, leave us a review, rate, review, subscribe. Send us in your favorite info dump, and we will start putting together listener episodes of what your info dump favorite stuff is. Okay?
Yeah, Escalator's lying to us, because I definitely follow him on Twitter, and he definitely follows me on Twitter.
But like MSN?
Yeah. He's like, I just have an MSN. Like, I don't know about his Twitter. I don't see him pestering all those YouTubers all the time.
I think that is about it. Yeah?
Send me tinfoil hats. What hats do you want to see me make into tinfoil?
Yeah. Hat ideas.
Every time we do a conspiracy theory episode, I think I want to make another one. I'm going to start a collection of tinfoil hats. I really like how the tri-corner hat come out. And hers is a tri-corner, but unbuttoned.
Look like...
It's a single-buttoned tri...
I am a Three Musketeer. So yeah, send us hats. Send us book ideas that we should do book reviews on Patreon for. Send us movies if you want to try out the movie watch along with us. And
still looking into that.
Yeah, rate, review, subscribe. There's merch. There's all sorts of good stuff. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. We will see you guys in 2-ish weeks. This should be out tomorrow. And
the VOD for this will be available on my channel for I think it's 3 or 4 days before it automatically deletes. It'll go up on YouTube Monday-ish. Or is that Patreon?
What? Huh?
When does the VOD go live on?
It goes Patreon next Saturday.
Okay.
And then the following Saturday, it goes public on YouTube.
And Spotify and Good Pods and all that.
It's already going to be public audio tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. We love you guys.
Thank you all for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, you've reached wddst podcast with Mrs Roy and RoyalColorGames. We can't come to the phone right now, but if you love what you heard, make sure you rate, review, and subscribe on your favorite listening platform. Stay connected to us on Twitter and catch us live on Twitch at RoyalColorGames1. Craving more chaos? Visit our website, wddstpod.wixsite.com/we don't do small talk for merch and other updates. Support for this podcast comes from listeners like you and us right now. Join our Patreon to keep this mess going and to get more bonus goodies. Until next time, embrace knowledge and embrace chaos. Oh, and if you have an episode suggestion for us, leave a message after the beep at wddstpod@gmail.com.